Hello and welcome everyone to the Commodity Report for the 3rd of June 2022, presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So another week and another commodity has broken out to all-time record highs here. So this week we've had gasoline prices break back out to all-time highs, but of course the real star over the last 24 hours has been copper. So copper prices this week, they are up 7%. And on Thursday, we saw copper prices, they broke out to 1 month highs, up 5% in a single day. So how could you have possibly been aware of the big trading opportunity on copper over the last week? Well, let me show you something. This is last week's report, the Commodity Report, recorded exactly 1 week ago, talking you through our exact expectation with copper as we built into multiple positions to capitalize on this slingshot move higher. Here is that exact report for you. We have a number of positions on copper right now that we've stacked into after the last week as we then move into the final week of May, where from the 1st of June onwards, China is expected to come out of their 2-month-long lockdown here. So that's where we're going to expect fresh capital to come back into the markets, particularly supporting copper prices as we do see an easing of those lockdowns in China. We discussed with you previously, these pullbacks that we're seeing right now enable you to capitalize and buy in at the lows of the cycle here in order to then benefit from the subsequent rallies that we get as we move into the next month. So as you can see, we've been able to now bank a windfall amount of profits with our clients at the Gold and Silver Club. In fact, on Thursday, we booked over 2,300 points profit on our gold and copper positions, capitalizing on the breakout to 1 month highs for both gold and also copper. That's on top of the 4,000 points that we booked earlier on in the week on Brent crude oil as it broke out to 2-month highs. But let's focus right now on gold and copper. So just for that calculation, because this is literally a breakout that has happened over the last 24 hours that you could have capitalized on very easily if you knew what you were doing, you knew what you were looking out for, which was the China lockdowns to essentially be easing as we moved into the 1st of June onwards. And alongside that, we've also seen public holidays in the UK at the end of the week to celebrate the Queen's Jubilee. And with that bank holiday, there is a very specific cycle that normally plays out during these public holidays as we see banks and institutions are not as active in the markets, and often this can result in big volatility and short squeezes like we've seen on copper, with a tremendous breakout to the upside, one of the biggest one-day moves on copper in over 2 years. But yet again, we've been talking you through what we've been doing over the whole week here. We've built into 6 positions on copper over the last week, and now we've taken the opportunity to book a windfall amount of profit as the markets have had the slingshot move higher, exactly as we explained to you in the Commodity Report. So yet again, over 2,000 points booked just in the last 24 hours. So for that calculation, every 1 lot contract that you would be trading, that's $20,000 of profit. For every 10 lot contract that you would be trading, that's $200,000 of profit. All opportunities that you could have just taken advantage of in the last few days here with the commodity market. As we mentioned before, banks, hedge funds, they are making multi-billions trading the volatility in the commodity markets right now. Wall Street banks such as JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and more recently Berkshire Hathaway with Warren Buffett, who's now proclaimed that his biggest position is currently being long commodities. So with that, we are indeed going through the current commodity super cycle. You can see it with energy prices currently breaking out to all-time highs. Cost of living is the highest it's been in over a generation here. Inflation is currently running at 40-year highs, but there are many opportunities for you to capitalize on this volatility. It's not just the hedge funds and money managers that are going to make multi-billions and millions from these commodity super cycle. It's not so different for the retail market. Many of our clients already at the Gold and Silver Club, they've made over 6 and 7 figures this year. And I've already just talked you through a very clear opportunity to benefit in the last week, not only from copper, but also oil. So the beginning of this week was the start of the driving season in the USA, which kicks off from Memorial Day onwards, where essentially you've got a big increase in demand for oil. And also China is the biggest oil importer in the world, and they eased their lockdowns from the 1st of June. And with that, that's where we've seen copper slingshot higher, oil breakout, and now gold is trading back at 1 month highs. So the next major opportunity that I would keep on the radar now is going to be Friday's non-farm payroll data. And yet again, bear in mind that we do have a public holiday in the UK, and this can cause more exaggerated moves in the market, both to the upside and to the downside. So I wouldn't be surprised here if we were to see a further impulse move here to the upside in the short term. We've already taken the opportunity to bank a windfall amount of profit here, but again, with more banks that will be on their public holiday on Friday, it wouldn't surprise me to see further upside in the short term. But then as we go into next week, we have more key data coming out. The CPI data, so inflation data, which again will be a very tradable event. These markets at the moment, it's not a buy and hold market. You need to regularly make sure you're locking in profits, especially when you get a windfall amount of profit, because there's so much volatility that it offers you the opportunity to yet again bank in at the highs, bank into strength, and then reload on the recent sell-offs. We literally had a large sell-off at the beginning of the week, with many commodities dropping like a stone on the Tuesday, the day after the public holiday in the USA, which enabled you to sniper in. We actually built in this week into 2 positions on gold, 1 position on silver, 2 positions on copper. All of those have had massive moves higher in the last 24 hours. So with that, if you would like to learn the research-driven approach to the market, where you're not going to be utilizing outdated technical analysis or gimmicky indicators, which is where you're just going to get chopped up all the time in these markets, it will be death by 1,000 cuts. What you want to have is edge in these markets, where you're going to be utilizing data, market intelligence, statistics, alongside that, learning the daily, the weekly, the monthly, the quarterly cycles for each commodity. Alongside that, the key areas of liquidity, the intermarket correlations, the ratios in the market. Then, of course, learn the geopolitics, the fundamentals, the macroeconomics, and further compound that with how the hedge funds, money managers, banks, and institutions are positioned in the market. That will help you massively to get an edge. So with that, if you would like to join our community of successful traders, learn the research-driven approach to the market, and join our professional mentorship program, there is an opportunity for you to do so. Just make sure you click in the link below today's report in order to make application to join our professional mentorship program.